Hey everyone! So for those of you who watched my last video, I know it was kind of a downer, but those of you who reached out to me and talked to me about things, it helped a lot. And those of you who already kind of knew what was going on, thank you again. So since that time, I had an evaluation at my job, and I just got into this new position a couple of months ago, and so getting evaluated kind of freaked me out. I was kind of thinking I was just gonna do terribly, since I'm still learning, but it actually went really well. One of the better parts of the conversation I had with my manager, though, was when he asked me what I wanted to do in the next year, and then in the next 5 years. My year goal, I talked to him about possibly moving up if given the opportunity, or at least learning enough in my area now that I feel way more confident than I do right at this moment. And for my 5-year goal, I didn't really have an answer. I sat there for a good 30 seconds thinking about it, and the only thing I really told him was that I wanted to be happy. I didn't really know if that meant staying at my job or being somewhere else. I just wanted to be happy. And he kind of knows bits and pieces of what's been going on lately, but I think the answer still surprised him a bit, because I can seem rather happy even if I'm not. So we had a good discussion about that. I talked about how I wanted to write, and how I had just started these videos, and how I was really enjoying it and hoping that it would go somewhere, and how my writing has really improved in the last 10 years. That basically, at one point, I was saying how growing up, I was expected to go to college, get married, have a family, have a career, make my life pleasant. But I took 2 years of college at one university, and then 1 year of college at a community college, and then I dropped out. I wasn't enjoying where I was at. I thought I wanted to teach. I spent 2 years in a music teaching program. And though I really enjoyed the school I was at, and I really enjoyed the classes I was taking, and I really improved my playing abilities, I didn't want to teach. I didn't know what I wanted other than the fact that I liked writing. And I enjoyed playing music, but teaching it was something completely different, and I wasn't excited about it. So then I left that school, went to a year of community college, and took a whole bunch of English classes, only to figure out that even doing that made me unhappy, because even though I was writing more, it wasn't what I wanted to write. I was writing papers and essays and argumentative crap that I was terrible at, and it wasn't something I liked doing. So I then dropped out of community college and started working in retail. And from there, my family's always kind of been like, well, obviously you don't want to spend your whole life in retail, right? Obviously if you want to be a writer, you should just write a whole bunch of books and become famous and have lots of money. And though that would be incredibly amazing, it's not that easy, and I'm kind of, in a way, a perfectionist when it comes to my writing, so it's very hard for me to just be like, oh yeah, I'll bust out these 300 plus pages and then ship it off somewhere and it'll be great. Easy peasy. No, it's not. So I was explaining that to him, and he told me that when it came to talking to people about what he did for a living, it wasn't that he worked in retail. Even though he enjoys, most of the time, working where he's at, that's not what he tells people he does. He usually ends up talking about how he helps out in his church, or how he enjoys being the father to his children, and how he tries to be one of the best husbands he can be. And it was just like, those were the things that made him happy, and those were the things that he told people he did. And I figured out in those moments that I didn't have to just be like, oh, I work in retail, that's what I do. Like, that's not me. That's not all I am. I work in retail. I write. I make videos now. I crochet. I am there for the people that I love constantly because I know they love me. That's who I am. I'm not just one thing. One thing doesn't define me. It's a whole bunch of things, and it makes me who I am. And it really helped hearing that. It really made it easier to think about what I've been going through lately and find what makes me happy, even when I'm having a really rough day. So yeah, that's been my revelation for the week. If you've got anything to add to that, if you want to tell me your revelation, you can do so in the comments. Like this video and share if you'd like to. Bye guys.